love our weekly chats, and we've covered many important topics based on questions that we get from both of our audiences. And today we have taken a lot of that intel, a lot of concerns that we've heard and questions, and we have some news to share. What is it?
We do. Thanks, Jackie. Okay, let's get right to it. September 27th, you and I are planning Menopause.Work. And it
Yes.
is an opportunity for employees and employers to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that women have access to the health information and education that they need. I'm super excited to be working with you on this
Yes.
because, we live at opposite ends of the country. I think that that's really important. We both work in this space, and I think we both know we're hearing from those people in our communities
Mm-hmm.
that they want to bring this information and education to their workplace. So I'm
This
really excited.
I'm very excited, and today I just want to talk to you a little bit about
Yeah.
what our day looks like and who should be involved and why. And the one thing that I really love is that you and I have explored many different ways that we can help educate women and help support them in their work environment so that they don't have to leave. We can see those numbers decline of women who are leaving the workforce because they can't cope with hot flashes or brain fog, and it really is an issue. And we're going to change that. And the reason that we are doing this as an online course is because that allows these women and partners and men should attend to because they
Yeah.
might have a partner going through it or will in the future, or just to understand their colleagues. But these questions are not something women are ever going to be comfortable talking about in a boardroom over lunch with their employees or going to their manager, and nor should they. We don't talk about fertility. We don't have, HR doesn't step in and talk about, you know, um, pregnancy issues, relationship issues, menstrual issues. So it's not their job to talk about menopause as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love that you bring up those examples because how often are we always looking for that black and white answer? And this is one of those areas. I mean, women's health is not black and white.
Yeah.
There's so many variations, so much nuance. So what we're going to do, yeah, on September 27th is arm women and all those people that love us with the information that they need. So it's going to be, the 101 on hormone health, but we're also going to talk about how to talk about menopause,
Yes.
because I think that, depending on your own personality, you might talk about fertility, you might talk about hot flashes at work. But if we consider all the places that women work,
Hmm.
hospitality, education, healthcare, these conversations don't always come up. If
Yeah.
you're assisting in a surgery, you're not like stepping out to say, oh, I need a fan, please, right? Like there's a lot of like ridiculous notions that have found their way into this vernacular. So we're just gonna like peel all that away, set the record straight. Number one is to make sure that every woman knows that she's not alone and
Yep.
that she deserves quality information and education. And then we move along the line to these are all of your options for putting your own name and your own health at the top of the to-do list.
Yes.
And this is a big audacious goal because it's not a day long event. It's 1 hour. We just
Yeah.
want employers to support their workforce for an hour. It'll be 45 minutes of instruction. This is what I do every day in the Menopause Chicks community. And then we'll have a moderated Q&A. Everyone
Hmm.
will walk away with, I promise you, they will learn something new, whether it's about sleep, stress, perimenopause, you name it. And then they'll get a copy of my book and they'll have
Yes.
access to one-to-one support. And
Hmm.
so they can text if they want to be like, oh, I think you said this, but I'm not sure. And they want to clarify it. We'll do that. If they want to ask a very personal question via text, they'll have that. If they want to be directed somewhere to take their learning to the next level, we will do that too. So it's step one, but
Yes.
it's really an important step. And this
It
fall, there's going to be a lot of conversation about menopause. And so we want to make sure that we're not, contributing to more myths and
Yes,
misconceptions than just
absolutely.
getting what they need.
The other reason I think this is really important, and we are reaching out to people in the HR space because we know that they are the ones who, drive the programs, reach out to their employees and team members to let them know what supports are available. We want to add this to that list of resources for them
Yeah.
without burdening them.
Yeah.
It's they don't have to book a boardroom and buy a lunch. They literally just buy the
Yes.
program. As many employees as they want can join. It's completely anonymous once they're on the call, right? Like when they're
Yeah,
asking
totally.
questions, nobody knows who they are unless they choose to be known. And what I think is really beneficial about this that we don't talk about is if you were to do this in a public setting and your colleagues are younger than you and maybe nowhere near the phase you're at, they might be looking at you as they're hearing what happens during perimenopause and menopause as, oh, this person, my colleague, might actually start to decline in their productivity. This could be an issue, like the prejudgment, even though that woman may not even, experience anything. We're all different. The other thing is it also protects them from potential discrimination. And I think that's really critical because if I was in a boardroom talking about my symptoms and then 3 months later I get passed over for a promotion, I'm going to directly connect it with, oh, they don't think that I can do this. So I do think the confidentiality is a really critical piece of the puzzle here.
Absolutely. And if I could add to that, there's a headline floating around right now that says 1 in 5 women are considering leaving the workforce due to menopause. And I can address that. But what I really want to address is the 4 in 5. How about the
Yeah,
4 in 5 women that can't leave the workforce, don't want to leave the workforce? They're at the
yeah,
height of their career. All they want is support for their sleep, their mood, their quality of life. And
yeah,
so we don't do 1 in 5 or 4 in 5. We talk to 5 out of 5 women. We want 100% of the workforce and the non-workforce, right? Like
of course.
women do most of the unpaid labor in our society. Like this is really for everyone. As you said, men, women, all genders, someone you love. If you don't need this information, someone you love needs it. So
Absolutely. I also love the fact that, doing this online, giving them a time, we're going to do it at 12 Eastern Standard Time.
yeah,
And again, it's 7
Kevin.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time to help people on the West Coast where you are. So there's two options there. Getting access to your book is critical because your book is so amazing. And one thing that we're really going to talk about too is perimenopause. What most people don't realize is there's so much dialogue around menopause, which is one day. But,
Right.
but women are not searching stuff on perimenopause because most of them don't really know what it is and therefore they're not Googling it. So they just feel like they don't know what's happening and they don't know where to turn. And we all know that most of them are being dismissed or ignored by their healthcare practitioners for good reason, nobody's fault, but they don't have access to information. And now, because of our course, they do.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't land with people when I say this is not about menopause. What I mean is that menopause is one day, so that would be a very short workshop, right?
Yeah.
But the phase of life leading up to menopause, perimenopause, we sometimes get resistance from women if they still have a period. And so they're like, whoa, 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 I'm not there yet, right?
Yeah.
And then women who no longer have a period will also sometimes resist education and information because they're like, been there, done that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so menopause is one day, but it's also an umbrella term. We're really talking to anyone, 35 to 65 and beyond who cares about their health. And that might be related to, as I said, mood, sleep, sexual health, but it's also related to our future health as we
Yeah.
navigate heart health, bone health, brain health, pelvic health. And it's just like investing. We would go to an
Yeah.
investment course at work for our RSPs or our pension fund, right? But
Yeah.
now we need to think about, oh, What about how, what is my brain health or my heart health or my pelvic health going to look like when I'm 60, 70, 80 or beyond? So I don't
Yeah,
know. It does sound like an audacious goal, but I am up for it because it's so important.
I think the benefit for the employer is really substantial. It's a very minimal investment,
Right.
but such great return, right? Do you want to talk about like some of the key things that an employer can benefit from this course?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing that always pops into my mind whenever I mention Menopause.Work is this word called presenteeism. And the reason I bring that up is because it's rooted in my own experience. I have been self-employed for over 20 years. And so my family relied on my income. But when I was experiencing sleep deprivation and debilitating brain fog, I would come to my office, but I couldn't get anything done.
Yeah,
Could make a list, but I would then stare at it because I was just so embedded in this brain fog experience. And so if I had have been, an employee somewhere else, I would have called that presenteeism because I wouldn't call in sick,
yeah,
but it would have been affecting my deliverability of, to deadlines and projects. And if there's no other reason, then an
yes.
employer should be paying attention to that.
Absolutely. And by, providing them with this course and these tools, we're helping with that presenteeism. We're also helping to promote their mental health because we know
Yes.
depression and anxiety are really big
Yes.
factors here. And, increasing their productivity helps like normalize this, helps us kind of flow through it easier and opens the door to more questions. This is just the first of our courses, but I'm excited because I think this 101 is exactly what every employee needs.
Yeah. And you will walk away too, I mean, with sleep tips. Like sleep has to be number one. It has to
Yes.
be at the top because we can't even make any decisions
No,
about our work or our health if we are sleep deprived. So it's going to be a big part of it.
exactly. So the course is September 27th. I'm going to include the link to enroll now. We've already got such great response about this, and I'm really excited. We have so many people already signed up. So,
Yeah,
so I'm just going to encourage every HR person, every employee advocate out there to share this with your
yeah,
employees. It's a one-time purchase for this course, and then unlimited access to your employees. Right?
absolutely. Yeah. Thanks
Okay.
for doing this with us.